We're going?
We're up.
Hello. Hello, people.
It's just, just letting that go into the regular feed.
Hello, hello.
Be one of those situations where somebody had too much hot food and goddamn died before the shit started. Fucking battery, of course. I don't know how to find this shit. What you looking at?
Putting together a post.
Oh.
I know they mad. They can't stop. Number one soundtrack in America. Black on. The number one movie from making records. Making the whole Bible. VHS. Movie soundtrack. Told y'all to run the movie. Told y'all I'm gonna show y'all how to clean your dirty money up with good money. Invest into yourself. You heard?
My partner gave me $50.
This is the I'm Kinda Famous Podcast. I'm your host, Lester Rowe. New week, new episode every Thursday. This time on YouTube, we're doing the first live stream. First ever. First time ever. I don't know how many times we're going to say first. First time ever. Kinda Famous Podcast on YouTube. YouTube.com/aRowe Films. I'm still trying to maneuver this thing. I'm trying to figure out how to share it to the Facebook, how to get it going over there. Also, other social media, Facebook.com and Twitter. Facebook.com/KindaFamousPod, KINDA Famous Pod, POD. That's where the conversation happens. If I can get this thing going,
Keep it going.
people over there will also know that it's happening, but I don't know how to maneuver.
We're live.
Maybe if you watching, then you know I have in here who's
About to post on the. I'm gonna throw it up on the Facebook.
dying to interrupt me. Dave the Caveman Rickels.
The one and only
Man,
true champion of the city.
I
Right
think-
here, people's champ, best looking beard in the whole city. You heard it first from me.
All right, that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. But Kinda Famous Pod, KINDA Famous Pod. That's where you go on Twitter, Facebook. Also, don't forget to go to aRoweFilms.com, AROWE Films.com. That's my personal website. I finally got everything kind of tied together on the website, so you can go to that one-stop shop, find everything, all the way down to them clean people collectors, which I'm wearing right now. And you can get that off the Redbubble website, and that's where you get some of that merch and whatever else I got to sell there, and go from there. Now, I'm kind of at a loss. Now, granted, last week we did the 444 episode with Big Sam, talking about that Jay-Z album, 444. Probably one of the dopest albums I didn't listen to in several years. You get a chance to listen to this? Are you
That
black enough to
Jay-Z?
listen to yeah.
It was terrible.
I mean, that I expect you to say that. As
I just don't like Jay-Z though.
Oh,
I just never
well.
have.
I wasn't the biggest fan of Jay-Z, but you know, as a person that has heightened melanin in my skin, which is something you learned today what melanin was.
You learned what a cucumber is or a pickle.
All right, so
This dude didn't know how a cucumber is just a. That's how you get a pickle.
nah, all right, you trying to make it work. So this is basically what happened. We went to a local restaurant, Dempsey's.
Biscuit joint.
Was it
Dempsey's biscuit.
Dempsey's Biscuits in Wichita. So somebody decided that he wanted to have the hottest thing on the menu.
Oh my goodness.
That person was not me.
Reaper.
The Reaper is called. What you get? What exactly did you get?
I got the chicken and waffles, Reaper style, and it was hot. It was hot as.
It was hot enough that you see him sweating. I'm gonna post a picture
I
of
was
that.
worried. I was a
Literally-
little worried about my health.
Literally sitting there sweating.
I almost passed out.
You look like it. You look like it. Not to mention he said he got some in
hot.
his eye.
Yeah, man, I rubbed my eye. Crucial error.
Now,
Don't do that.
so if you're in Wichita and you get a chance to stop by Dempsey's on the east side of town, near Hillside, ain't it? Hillside and like Douglas or
yeah.
something like that. They got chicken.
College Hill area.
College Hill. They got chicken. They got these homemade biscuits that everyone is raving about.
Lester rated it, what was that, a 6 out of 10?
Well, we not going to kill them. I mean,
said
if you
6
want to
out
go
of 10.
check it out, you can check it out. We not going to lose nobody no business
It wasn't dark
today.
enough for you in there.
Huh? It was not dark. All right, check. It's basically.
That's literally what he said. He said, you use melanin.
I use the word melanin. See, check. All right, so it's like a gourmet chicken spot.
Yeah, it's expensive, too.
Yeah, I mean.
$12 for a chicken meal?
Huh?
$12 for a chicken meal.
With no sides.
No sides.
No drink, no French fries, no.
I mean, fried chicken's, supposed to be cheap.
Supposed to be, unless you're going to get gourmet fried chicken.
Yeah, it is good though. I liked it.
And so he's sitting there. We're trying to figure out some things. Now, everybody know you go to a good chicken spot, especially my black people. They know if you go to a good chicken spot, one thing that has to happen, you got to have a little piece of bread, which they did. They executed on that properly. Had the chicken. Not only did they have the chicken in the bread, it had the chicken on top of the bread, so all that flavor get into the bread. Bread becomes its own little meal. Then, you always got to garnish it with a pickle or pepper. Now, we sitting here, and I decide, I had some of the chicken. I had some of the bread. I got 4 tenders. They gave me 4 dipping sauces. Something, I forgot what it was called, honey mustard barbecue
The
ranch.
Remy Ma.
The
think
classics.
That's what it was called.
The who?
Remy Ma?
It could have been. It was terrible. Just like, anyway.
It's like a mayonnaise. It's like mayonnaise.
So, what happened? What do we? Okay, so I go over and grab the
I
garnish
looked
of the
over
pickle.
and I said, "Is that a cucumber or a pickle?"
No.
That's what happened.
This is what happened. I tasted one. I asked him, did he want one? He grabs a pickle. Well, we assumed to be a pickle at least. And so he said, was it a cucumber? And I'm like, it's a pickle. It got a cucumber flavor to it. I thought it could have been something different. Because it's already gourmet chicken. Maybe they got some gourmet pickle situation. So the waitress asked her to come over. She come over and she says, I asked, is that pickle or cucumber? And she goes, with no hesitation, goes, well, it's a pickle now. It was a cucumber.
Like she just schooled you.
I mean, and I'm sitting there. I'm not moved by it because I'm like, well, I guess everybody know. Dave didn't say anything. He just was taking it in, sweating and shit. And I'm sitting there like, I guess we all, everybody but me knew. And she leaves, and I say, well, one thing I did not know, pickles came from cucumbers.
That was we both didn't know. We both you want to say you weren't moved, but your face
That was I could
when your brain realized that like that a pickle is formerly a cucumber.
It doesn't make sense. This is what doesn't make sense about it. If you ever had a cucumber comes in like these big thick slices, and in general is a big vegetable.
Yeah.
But a pickle is generally smaller. How does the cucumber turn into the pickle? It cannot shrink that much. It can't. You get about 12 pickles in a jar. If you get 12 cucumbers, you're going to get a workout.
All right. I didn't know that either, though. I don't know where I assumed pickles came from. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty
like,
positive.
I just never thought that it was a cucumber, I guess.
I would think that you would pick pickles the same way you pick eggplants, cucumbers, tomatoes, corn. Like there was no way for me to know or assume. I mean, I guess technically it looks like it, but then she said they were seedless. I've never had seedless pickles.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyhow.
She said that with conviction, too. She was like...
yeah. No, she said it like we were stupid, to be honest. Like, you idiots didn't know that this used to be
Maybe
a
I was
cucumber?
still trying to figure it out in my head while she was talking about it.
Yeah. I don't know. But that's our fun fact for today, if you didn't know.
Got to bring that right up to your face. Get that logo on your face. All right. I mean, no one expected that. But so what you got going, man?
Unexpected.
See, when you're on live, people like that's the problem. People get in front of cameras, they either get shy or they act way too out. All of a sudden, he decided he wanted to jump into some kung fu moves. So that's on a live stream.
Doing too much.
So what do you have going for yourself?
Man, I got this baby over here. Mom's on vacation. She's out there vacationing it up. Left me to the house. I got to do house stuff. I've never done house stuff. I need to do more.
He got 3
I need
dogs
to learn.
in here.
I got 3 dogs. One of them's not potty trained. Actually, probably all 3 of the damn dogs ain't potty trained. Man, it's been rough. I got to take care of I got a car wash. I'm a car wash owner. I own EFC with Steve Hansen. And, man, busy with that, putting together fist fights for September 2nd. And then what else do I got going on? Oh, I'm campaigning for a fist fight for Bellator MMA. I'll smack any of you suckers in your mouth. How about that?
Catch me outside. What's happening with that? What's the holdup?
I don't know, man. I just talked to Rich Chow yesterday, and he said we're chatting about the direction of Caveman and what we're going to do, and he wanted to know what weight class I wanted to fight at and stuff like that, but he told me he's working on some stuff.
What's the new...
I had a couple fights fall through. A lot of people don't know. I was supposed to fight Aaron Pico, who got washed in 10 seconds, and Nick Barons told me that Aaron Pico would beat my ass, so I've had a vendetta for that kid. And then I was supposed to fight Josh Thompson maybe, but that fell through also. So, I don't know what's going on now. But whatever, I believe in the Bellator way. And I'll have a fight soon, I'm pretty sure.
Well, that has to be pretty
before
frustrating.
the year is up. I mean, it's been 8 months since my last fight.
Is that the longest stretch?
That's the longest stretch I've had in a long time.
They call that rush stretch right there.
Yeah. So, but, it's good, man. Sometimes those breaks for the body and the brain are good. So I expect to come back with a vengeance. And it's made me hungry again. It's made me real hungry.
So did you I forgot what I was going to say about that. Made you hungry? What do you mean?
So a lot of people don't know, but the contract with Bellator and the Kansas Star is up. So they're not coming back as of right now. They're still talking, but as of right now, there's no Bellator MMA being looked at for the Kansas Star Arena. And that makes me hungry again. It's like that was job security. Like you can't even go to the casino and not have me there and not, you know what I mean? Like
right.
It was job security. So now that I'm hey, damn, Dave, you could lose your job. Like I'm hungry again. Like I'm ready. I know I gotta beat some fools up. So
now, I guess is that the most in your whole fighting career? Is that the most frustrating you've been in your whole career, or is there something that beats this?
No, this is. I mean, for sure. Like I've never really had to campaign for a fight. Like I just, the way I fight and the fans that I have, everybody that tunes in and watches, and the support that I have, man. Like when Caveman fights, people watch. 1.1 mil viewers on that last scrap, son. 1.1.
What do you think the holdup is?
I don't know. Probably just a bunch of scared badussies out there.
Now you posted something a little bit earlier about these weight classes and what is the whole why is that even a big deal? This whole 65, 85, whatever the fuck is going on. I mean,
this is a big deal right here. I'm the big deal, Lester Rowe. How about that? I'm about to cut a WWE entertainment.
This shit took a whole nother turn.
No, but okay. So weight classes. No, I'm just having fun. Weight classes. Me. The truth is, I am big. Like, and for me to get down to 55 was like scary hard. I mean, 12 weeks is what I would usually have to have basically to get down there and feel good and feel not dead, not like a zombie, you know?
Right.
So, and almost all my camps were basically like 8-week camps. So my body just naturally sits at about 85 when I'm in shape, feeling good. So getting down to 155 pounds was like extremely hard on my body. And a lot of people don't think about this factor as well. I learned this from a doctor here in town, but when you're cutting all that water weight, I did at least 10 pounds of water weight. That water, you're pulling water from your skull. Like that he described it to me as jello. So your brain sits in there, right? And the water around is what keeps your brain from hitting the skull, right? So when you start to pull water away from that, it's much more easy. It's a lot easier to get hurt.
To kind of hit that wall. It's like a cushion.
Yeah, it's like a cushion, exactly. So when you're pulling all that water away, just makes you more susceptible to take damage and stuff like that. So, I just found it crazy. At 170 pounds, I've never even been wobbled. And then when I dropped down to 55, like, I'm getting hurt. So I think weight cutting for me was a bad idea. Some people can probably do it. Some people, it works out for them. But for me, it was too extreme, I think.
So is that the reason why?
That's the only reason I've ever taken an L.
Well, okay. But is that the reason
Science.
why so many of these, between UFC and other organizations are building these new weight classes?
I want to say that they're doing it for, like, health reasons. Like, oh, man, we really want to look after the fighters and they don't really care that much about the fighters. Like it could be more belts. But one cool thing would be, like, how much easier would it be to make super fights between, like, a 65 and a 75? We just meet at 70,
Yeah.
and then, or a 75, 85 or whatever, So, damn, why you throw me off like that? I was talking. He showed me a booty picture. This is a booty picture.
Hey, that is not true. That is not true at all.
It's not. It's an EFC official business. I gave him a page admin. He ain't ever made one post.
That's a lie. Boy, that's a lie.
Nah, I know.
But recently, what we did a couple weeks ago, we went out to the middle of nowhere, Kansas, and did a photo shoot in which you donned your saber-tooth head or whatever you call it. And it was pretty fun up until the point that we start seeing snakes. Now, here's the thing about seeing this snake. Now, I don't even remember. Oh, that's what it was. I was walking around with the camera, and I'm trying to find a location. Next thing I know, I felt like I stepped on, like, a rock. There's a bunch of rocks. It was at the bottom of, like, this what they called a waterfall, but a spillway or whatever that is. And I thought it was a rock. Stepped on the snake. Snake jumped out, started slithering around. Then the crazy man.
It was like a colorful snake. It was red, wasn't it?
It was dead.
Red.
Oh,
red.
No. I think I didn't have time to figure that out. Because as soon as I realized there was a snake and I jumped around, this crazy madman decides he wants to go chase a snake.
Yeah.
And says the ridiculous term of, it'd be cool if we caught the snake and take a picture with it. Now, as a man who just said he's looking to get a fight, I think he was looking to not get in a fight because that snake would have bit you. Who knows what it was?
Man, it wasn't poisonous. I don't think.
Well, we'll never find out. I won't find out because I refuse.
It crawled under a rock though, and I couldn't get to it. Oh, you want your phone back?
Yeah, let me get that
worried
phone
about
back
that?
from you. Well, you never know. But there was.
Uh-oh.
What? Oh.
Just made a noise. I don't know.
Let's see. What happened here? Uh-oh. No, we good. We good.
It's still going?
Good.
Hello?
It should be still going. I don't know how it went off. But let's not get nervous. All right, hold on. It's a live show. That's what happened with the live shows, man.
I think we're still alive.
And we're back. I'm Kind of Famous podcast. We're back with, anyway.
back.
I don't know where I was going with that. Now check this out. Let me ask you a question. Now we're gonna talk some regular shit. We ain't gotta talk too much this fight stuff. Now, what are your thoughts here? I got a question for you as a white man.
Jesus.
Yeah, this is gonna get serious.
This is getting weird.
This is about to get real weird. O.J. Simpson, do you think he did that shit?
Hell yes, he did. His wife? You talking about killing his wife?
Yes.
He murdered his wife.
I don't think he did it.
You don't, for real?
All right, check this out.
I haven't examined any of the evidence, by the way, but he wrote a book that said if I did it.
I got that book and I read that book, and I mean, all the time we think about, man, what if I robbed the bank?
Right.
Does that and that bank gets robbed? Probably looks bad on me, but that don't mean I did it.
Yeah. I mean, he could definitely be exploiting like the situation and trying to make some money off
Because
of it.
he owed a whole bunch of money when he wrote that book too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, whatever. I know, dude. What do you think about? Just cut to the real question: is do I care if he's out now?
I mean, that wasn't my
care?
real question.
That was.
Do I care? No, but I don't think he did it either.
The juice. The juice is back. The juice is loose.
I don't think he did it, so I think he should be out in the free world. Hey, look, at least 12 jurors.
I heard though. Okay, so man, I just skimming through some stuff, but supposedly he stole back a bunch of stuff that was his.
All right, so this is the reason he was in jail. He was facing 9 years because, now I watched this hearing that happened a couple weeks ago. So basically, he was going through the last 9 years of his life in jail, which I forget what the max was supposed to be, but he did 9 years in jail because he went to a location and they accused him of armed robbery, getting his shit back. This is memorabilia of his. So let's look around here. Let's say you got your caveman necklace over here, you got your skulls, and somebody gets in possession of these items. And you like, man, I want my shit back.
But did he sell him the shit?
No. So what happened was he had a friend. Let's say I took these items, I sold them to somebody, and you like, I don't know why you thought you could just go sell my shit. And you go back and get your items, and then you end up going to jail for getting some shit that was already taken from you without your permission.
Yeah.
And not only that, so
in
the hearing, the dude who stole him from or he was accused for was even like, "That's my bad, OJ."
Nah.
He defended him. He was in court defending him, and he was even like, if y'all release him tomorrow, next week, I'll be right there to pick him up. I'm here for you, Juice. Then California, the people who had that little skirmish, or whatever, deemed that those possessions that he was in jail for 9 years for were his. He owns them. He was in possession of those items a year after he was convicted.
That's crazy. Yeah, let him go, man.
They did let him go. The juice is loose.
The juice is loose.
But I think, so you really think he did it?
Murdered his wife?
Yeah. What about the other dude?
What was who was the other, who else was the murderer? I mean,
I ain't here to solve the case.
I guess. Who was accused other than him?
Nobody, because everybody was looking for him.
I feel like, man, I don't know.
All right,
dude.
check this out. You're a fighter.
Everybody thought he did it.
Except for me, apparently. Think about this. You're
I
a
haven't
fighter.
examined the evidence.
You're in good shape. You think you could murder 2 people?
Yeah, easy.
With
How
a
would
knife?
I do it?
Could you punch somebody for 45 times in a row back to back, no break,
Yeah.
without being tired?
I'd be winded probably, yeah.
That's just one person. He had to do that twice.
He killed 2 people supposedly?
Well, no, not anymore. He's no longer charged for that. But he's supposed to killed his wife and her boyfriend.
Oh, is that what it was?
Stabbed him over 50 times.
Stabbing someone's way easier though.
You think so?
Yeah.
Get a bag of ice. A bag of ice at Quick Trip. Get you a thing and just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
If
7.
you're in a rage,
8, 9, 10. I'm tired now, and I'm at 15.
You're out of shape though. The Juice is a pro athlete.
He was a pro athlete.
It's in his blood.
Nah, man. But he would then have to do it against a taekwondo master or whatever the fuck.
That guy was a taekwondo.
The
master?
boyfriend was like a jiu-jitsu or karate black belt.
Don't pull jiu-jitsu into this, okay? Because if he knew jiu-jitsu, the Juice would be dead.
Well, I mean, that's what they say.
If he was the attacker.
They say he was
Allegedly.
a white. What's below a black belt?
Brown belt?
All right, maybe he's like a brown belt. This guy was like a martial artist dude. It was like he would get in stances, do all that.
If he got in stances like that, he probably didn't know anything.
Well, I don't know.
If he ever did this, if he ever raised his hands like this, he probably never, ever was in a fight.
So you saying he deserved to die just for the stance?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying don't be – jiu-jitsu is a real martial art. You're talking about some kung fu fucking weirdo.
Hey, he had a belt. That's all I'm saying. I'm thinking OJ was out of shape. He's probably in the same shape I am.
Steven Seagal has a belt. I would bet on you to beat him up.
That I could beat him up?
I think you could beat up Steven Seagal.
We talking Steven Seagal, though, man. I'm saying, I don't have that kind of – I don't possess that kind of fucking skill, man.
He is big, too, though. Isn't he, like, 6 foot?
I think he about the same size as Big Dan. Big Dan McCarthy.
I don't know who that is. Who's Big
McCarthy.
Dan?
Is it
Big John?
Big John.
Old Big Dan McCarthy.
Look, I don't know everybody's name, man. Maybe if Big John.
You have the last name right.
Huh?
You have the last name right.
McCarthy. Mm-hmm. Now, last time we talked about the Conor McGregor fight that was supposed to never happen.
Yeah.
It's happening.
I can't believe it's actually
Allegedly, still. I mean, we still got some time. But now it's happening. So, who you got?
Dude, you'd be crazy. I don't even know. I think they were saying Conor's only like plus 500 or something like that. The
Which line for
insane,
him is actually closer than people would have thought going into that fight.
Oh, yeah. It's closer than a lot of like his past opponents and stuff like that. Mayweather's. Like, I think it was better than Pacquiao's. I could be wrong. But anyway, okay, here's my take on it. Conor should, in theory, get his ass whooped. But I think the first 2 rounds, maybe 3, will be interesting. Because he's going to have to adjust to an unorthodox. I mean, MMA fighters don't box the way boxers do. I mean, he's used to seeing those kind of movements. I mean, I think I'm sure Floyd is probably doing that, but bringing in good strikers from MMA to box, like that's who he should be boxing against, is good strikers who move in an MMA way, you know?
So you think that 49-0 Floyd Mayweather in his sport, knowing what he knows is going to prepare differently than he would have prepared for anybody else?
He really probably is doing. I mean, he probably hasn't changed anything. Why would he? But
I think he would, based on what you. I mean, I think he should, based on what you said. Because my personal opinion is,
dude, okay, so when we used to prepare for fights, we would have a mix of the good guys, okay, good strikers who move and know how to kickbox, strike, this and that, and then coach would also bring in like the newer guys who don't really know shit, and you would get clocked by those new guys sometimes because they throw from weird angles. Their timing is so different because they don't know when they should throw punches, and they hit you from just weird shots because if you're not used to seeing that sort of thing, it can throw you off. I mean, I'm used to seeing somebody with good fundamentals of striking, right?
Right.
So their movements all look similar, right? So I can like adjust to that sort of thing. But when people move awkwardly and their timing is awkward and that sort of thing, you can get caught, and then you just have to adjust. Then a good striker will just adjust, you'll just change things. But you might get hit with one or two, and then you're like, oh, okay, well he's doing this. Okay, well I see. What
so eventually you could figure out the timing if you had a little bit of time.
That's why I
in
think
that.
2 rounds should be interesting. I think Conor, if he's smart, will come in pretty heavy just right off the bat. I mean, I think that's his best shot.
So what is, other than winning, what's the best case scenario for Conor McGregor here? Other than winning, obviously that's
$150 million in the bank.
Well, all right, that's an automatic. He's gonna get that,
dude. Honestly, Conor's in the win-win. He's in a win-win situation. He's supposed to lose this fucking fight. He's not supposed to do good at all. If he goes in there and lays a glove on Floyd, if he, by some miraculous, crazy, even drops Floyd once or something crazy like that, dude, he will go down as it'll be epic, man. I mean, you're talking about an MMA fighter stepping into the best boxer of the generation.
Allegedly.
So yeah, right, of course. But if he goes in there and has any kind of success, I think it's going to be, it looks bad for boxing, in my opinion.
See, I've had the argument that it does nothing for boxing either way.
I don't think it does much for boxing.
I think it does everything for MMA because it's like the stepchild.
Unless, though, okay, so sorry to cut you off again, but, dude, so if Floyd goes in there and does something that he hasn't done in like 10 years, which is knock Conor out in like the first round or the second round, it's going to look – everyone's going to be like, oh, my God, those MMA fighters are turds. They suck, blah, blah, blah. And it'll get a ton. Man, boxing – I think that sort of thing would spike boxing up.
But see, I think it's expected. And so that's why I don't think it does anything for boxing.
Because not to your casuals, man. Dude, okay, so not to casuals, man. Not to casuals, because the betting alone tells you that people have a really misconstrued look of what's going to actually happen. You know what I mean?
The how close it is?
Yeah, like people genuinely think that Conor's just going to go in there and whoop his ass.
I don't see that.
You really don't see that?
I see more on the other side, thinking that it's just a wash for Mayweather. Like more casuals, I feel go Conor's gonna get knocked out, but the betting is showing them that probably not.
I don't know. I don't see it that way, but I think more so like you've got so many people who don't understand sports in general. These big MMA fans who are diehards for Conor McGregor. That's what I see on the internet. When I browse the internet, I see it's almost a 50-50. Like, the people who understand boxing are like, okay, well, Floyd should smash him pretty easily. It shouldn't even really be a close fight. But there are people who think Conor, he's got the power, though. He's got the power, blah, blah, blah. All he has to do is hit him. Yeah, but no one can hit Floyd.
See, I think I agree in the same place. I do think Conor McGregor probably has, because like all the stuff that he brags about, he is younger. Y'all fight it's a totally different sport, totally different mechanic, or somewhat different mechanic. But I also look at the Mayweather part of being a great defender, and maybe all he needs to do is hit him. But that is the whole task with Mayweather, is hitting him.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not going to lie. Watching all that promo that they did on that tour, for me, I'm kind of sold on McGregor. Dude. I think he has a chance. Not just a chance, but like a good chance.
I think he's going to do better than people think. I think, his confidence. He's young.
Yes.
He really believes this, man. Like, he really believes he's gonna beat McGregor or Mayweather. And if McGregor beats Mayweather, this will be the biggest upset in sports history
by far,
ever.
By far,
ever. So,
Yeah, I mean, but see, this is why I feel like he has a chance. One, like you said, the confidence, which, you know, me and you talk about this all the time. That's what I wish I would see in other MMA fighters. This degree of confidence, like I can say whatever because I know whatever's going to happen, I'm going to go back it up. The good thing about McGregor is that he has losses. So to have the confidence that he has with, you know, L's in his bracket is also like, you don't have to worry about losing. You can still talk shit. But it's real to him too. Like he believes what he said. I've never seen anyone look as confident standing next to Mayweather ever.
Yeah.
Like he just like that. I've never
energy.
seen that.
Yeah.
It
Like he looks like he's about to go Super Saiyan. Like he's just like,
I mean,
always
just to sit there
perked
and
up,
go
dude,
like knowing how much money is on the line, and McGregor could stand next to Mayweather. Mayweather say something, say, "Let's do it now, then. Let's go." And granted, we see this all the time, but I know in McGregor's head, he goes, "If we just gonna do street fight, I'ma fuck you up."
Oh yeah.
Which I think part of that may be intimidating to Floyd. It's like, I'm not finna look like a joke out here.
Yeah.
Like, because he
Dude,
knows how to do
yeah.
his one thing.
Right.
And I love, like, McGregor saying, this is half a fight. It's like, shit.
This ain't even a real fight. Yeah. This is a boxing match, son.
Yeah.
But I bounced my shin bone off of heads or whatever he said. I don't know. But dude,
Dance for me, son.
I just he called him boy.
He said, oh, yeah, dance for me, boy. You ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah. I really wish I could. I can't do accents very well. But McGregor is probably one of the best.
I think that whole
it gives him the Mr. Miyagi thing too. You know what I mean? Like when people can barely speak, when you have broken English, like you automatically seem way better at kung fu.
Broken foreign English, because if you listen to a lot of black boxers, even Mayweather got shitty English.
Well,
yeah, you can't say that. Don't say nothing about that.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. Right now, I don't know. I genuinely, if I got to do this by myself, I got something to go. Like you said, he's by himself right now. He's left alone in the home, take care of the kids in the house. Oh, that was the dog.
Dad to the rescue.
Let's hold up.
Dad to the rescue. Oh, poor little guy.
Gonna bring it back.
The dog scratched him.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's bring the feed back.
What'd you turn it off for?
I didn't turn it off. It's still going. It should be. Let's go.
Okay. Back in action. We're back in action, Bubs. There's my boy. He's my strong boy.
It's back. We're back. The I'm Kind of Famous podcast.
Are we?
I think so.
Yeah. This is like super delayed. It's delayed.
I'm learning.
What's up?
First live broadcast. I'm figuring out how this thing working. It's working.
Live broadcast.
What was on? We're talking McGregor Mayweather, but that whole that tour, like, it really is. I just, like I said, I've never seen anyone that confidence. I also feel like he has nothing to lose, McGregor.
So, yeah, absolutely.
So he can go out there and throw bombs, the type of bombs that no other fighter throws at him, has thrown at him. McGregor can throw bombs at Mayweather. Because if you're really not worried about losing, like other fighters would be, then I think that gives him a better chance.
Yeah, well, definitely, man. I mean, when you go in and there's, he doesn't. It doesn't matter if he loses. Everyone expects him to lose. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he's not supposed to win.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you there. Like, it allows him to go in and throw bombs. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I think that's his best chance anyway, though. It's like, just come in with heavy strikes and lots of pressure right off the bat. He's got to find a way to trap Floyd on the ropes. But, I mean, goodness gracious, I don't know how.
It's a weird place because when you look at,
it's so good, it's crazy.
Who
he's gonna get peppered with the jab hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about hard, but that's what Mayweather, he knows how to score. Right. Scores very well.
Yeah, he's the best point fighter ever.
And but you know what could happen? But you could try out. And I'll say it here. Y'all can do a oh shit, the fight is after. Now, originally EFC was scheduled for the same day as the McGregor-Mayweather fight.
He won't even get off of me. Jeez, you're a little daddy's boy, aren't you? Yeah. What, you talking about doing like a Nico Hernandez versus David Caveman Rickels?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Nico versus...
Bring it on, sucker. MMA rules, though.
Y'all can do it.
He's an Olympic boxer. He's also 115 pounds or something. Like,
I mean...
But we could do it. We could run it for charity. We'll do a charity event.
That's a good one. Nico Hernandez, put your mouth where your face is.
What?
Oh, man. Hold on.
What? Did you say that on purpose?
No.
Oh.
No, I didn't know.
He got flustered.
I'm not. What is it?
Put
What's
your
the
money
line?
where your mouth is. Or wait, I don't even know anymore. Put your face where your mouth is. I'm gonna say that at my next Bellator like pre-hype fight. They're gonna be like, "What do you have to say to him? Put your face where your mouth is, boy."
Hey, that's a good promo line.
It is.
You can say
is good.
That's a good WWF. What I say? Put your face where your mouth is, and I'm gonna give you a whole face of fist. Fuck it. I'm done.
See,
I tried to make it work.
Yeah, you better edit that part out.
No, we keeping it.
This is raw footage. Anything could happen. I could drop this baby on its head right now.
Definitely
but I
could.
wouldn't.
We're not gonna do that
I'm
live.
his protector.
Do that when it's off. Well, I mean, how you feel about the success of Nico Hernandez, at least?
I think it's awesome, man. Boxing, dude, Wichita was never known as like a boxing community until him. So, I mean, it's huge. I'm really happy that Lewis opened up his gym again. His gym got burned down, which is crazy. And then there was like a serial arsonist running around, I guess, and like burnt their gym down. But so they got the gym back up and running, man. And like, dude, I hope there's just flocks of kids trying to get in there and learn from Lewis, man. I mean, he took his son to the Olympics, and I mean, of course, Nico's talent, but a coach is just as important of a key.
A good coach is a what? What'd you say? What was that line?
It's just as important of a key.
Oh, I thought you said just important as a key. What does that fucking mean?
We're gonna speak in riddles for the next half. Next half will be all riddles.
I mean, I do like. I mean, I'm a big boxing fan. I was a boxing fan before I even knew anything about MMA, and like I like watching them fight. Now,
Turk, stop.
I'll say this, and I'll say this with confidence, and hopefully I don't get punched for it. But I would like to see them have more competitive fights.
Dude, yeah. I mean, that's just. I mean, unfortunately, also in boxing, like that's kind of how it works as you build your record up for first 20 fights or some shit or not like the toughest competition usually. I mean, I don't know,
but at the same time, when you're an Olympic boxer, you've had several big fights, so it's not like traditional where you have to make that weight from what normal would do. On top of I think his last fight, they was saying that he had like over 100 fights already. Like,
dude, boxing, that's honestly pretty normal. Like, amateurs will have 100 boxing fights before they go pro.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I think especially promotionally wise, it's gonna be hard to keep feeding him. People are gonna want to see.
I'll
Nico
say the word
Hernandez
bums
versus a top. I'm not gonna say bums, but because there's no bums. I mean, there's definitely bums out there, but I don't know anything about his competition. I don't know anything about who he's been fighting. But people are going to want to see champions, you know? They want to see Nico Hernandez become a champion. And to do that, he's got to fight some tougher guys eventually.
I mean, that's the hope. But in general, as a fighter, I like him a lot. I think he has a skill.
His style is so fun to watch, too.
And he's quick as shit.
Yeah.
And that's,
he's aggressive, man. Like, and he's not afraid to trade, you know? It's fun to watch.
Which a lot of fighters are afraid. I don't want to say afraid to trade, but everyone. It's always weird watching fighters that just overly protect themselves.
Floyd Mayweather.
I've not been the biggest fan of Floyd Mayweather.
Dude, it's so hard to watch. I remember there was so much hype on the Pacquiao fight, and then I went to the Kansas Star and they were doing like a showing, and this room was packed. This room was so packed. Halfway through the fight, half of the people or more had already just left. They just left. Like, they're just like, this isn't fun to watch.
At the Kansas Star?
Yeah, they did a watch party.
That's why it's important to be entertaining. That's why entertainment is important, especially on the top end of the card. That's one thing that's good about MMA is that you get a lot of matchups where it's like it's okay for a show to be stolen in MMA versus in boxing, like, because most of the time in boxing, especially when you're paying for it, you want that top fight to be worth that $150.
Yeah.
You don't want no one to steal a show because you bought it for this top fight. You can look at an MMA card and go, oh, that should be good. That should be good. That should be good. And usually that's the case.
Right.
And part of it is because you really, like, I mean, some of the organizations don't, like, you can't really run.
What's crazy is, like, why don't they run cards where, like, Terrence Crawford, Nico Hernandez, Floyd Mayweather, why don't they ever do stuff like, there's only the one fight you know about. You know what I mean? Like, you never even heard of anybody else on the card usually.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. You very rarely, like, I think it's been the last couple years you'd had a few where you had two top billings. Two. Like
a Vasyl Lomachenko and Floyd Mayweather with mixed in there with some Terrence Crawford. Dude, you can't tell me that wouldn't sell out.
I think it's probably about the purse more than anything.
Well, Floyd wants to own.
Because everybody's not going to go box and go get $1 million.
Right.
Versus in MMA.
That's true.
Was where y'all,
right.
Now, that's
I
one
didn't
thing,
think about that.
That's one thing that hopefully McGregor could be helping with is that financial factor that's because you could argue that you in MMA you have a smaller career window than in boxing because you are essentially fighting 2 to 3 times a year versus once a year for them, or at best twice every 15 months or whatever it is. So I don't know. I think MMA should probably I think most MMA fighters at this point realize they should probably be getting paid better.
Definitely. Dude, you shouldn't be fighting for the biggest, Bellator or UFC. Like, you should be financially okay. You know what I mean? Like, you should be Dude, some fighters don't even make 30 racks a year. At Bellator level, at UFC level. At UFC level, some guys are getting paid 10 and 10, you know? So,
But what could really be done about that, if anything?
they're just gonna. I mean, dude. That could be the problem though. That these things are already in place and people are gonna fight. They're gonna do it anyway. So they've established like what a base pay basically looks like, and now how do you flip it on its head? I don't know. You'd have to maybe start an entirely new organization that every single fighter who's fighting on TV gets 25 racks or more or something. You know,
Or
what I mean?
union.
I don't know.
Or
Or
union.
fighters union, but they supposedly have one going right now that I haven't even heard anything about. There's supposedly a fighters union.
See, I think what screws the system is that that whole idea of you got to pay your dues, which is true. People, you want to pay your dues, but at the same time, that whole idea and concept is getting people like where you guys could, let's say, have a strike or whatever the equivalent will be. You can have a strike for better pay, but then the hungry cats at the bottom who are not getting anything and would love to get $5,000 is going to take that fight because this is my opportunity.
Right.
Versus,
I wonder whoever fights right before Mayweather and Conor McGregor, like how much are those guys getting
that's
paid?
the crazy shit. You don't even
How
know
much
the
are they getting
undercard,
paid?
and it's fucking a month away.
Right.
And they're gonna. Actually, I wonder if they could just run a card where
They
that
could
is just
honestly,
the only match.
that's the only fight. They really could. They could do it.
Because everybody before that just getting their
That's
pizzas
all you're
going.
buying it for anyway. You know what I mean? Like, you're not buying it for the whole card. Like,
Or they could do those celebrity fights up under and then make
Dude.
more money.
100%. They should have. They should have just made it a total circus event. You know what I mean? Put Ja-Rule in there.
It's already that's what.
Put
Yeah, it's
versus
a.
DMX. Ja-Rule versus DMX.
This lets you know how old Dave is. He's bringing up people who no one was thinking about fucking 5 weeks ago. So
Meek Mills versus Drake. Do that fight.
no, that's a good one, but no. We see Meek Mill take too many L's as it is.
Too many L's.
So,
Poor guy, man.
That sucks. Let's talk where we at? Where we at on time? What's up we got EFC coming up?
EFC 9/2/17. We're back at it. EFC 6.
There you go.
At the Kansas Star Casino. We're going to be running it down with the greatest mixed martial arts fights that the Kansas crowd has ever seen.
Did his own sound
Okay,
effects.
sorry, I didn't cut the promo perfect.
You gotta
At least
hit
I
it perfect.
didn't
It'll never
at least
happen
I
to
didn't
Ric
say,
Flair.
put my mouth where my face is.
Now look here, we're not gonna do any teasing around this part. Now let's see, EFC 6.
Yeah, dude. We
September
got
2nd.
two dope rematches. We got Brandon Chevy versus Marcio Navarro, which you think is going to be a dud for some reason. What are you talking about?
Look,
dude?
the first one was amazing.
Amazing.
Granted, I slept on kickboxing originally, without a doubt. But I don't see – I think just like McGregor, Mayweather, I think Marcio may have thought this was going to be a little more simpler than it was going to be, than it ended up being.
Yeah.
Chevy, that was his first kickboxing fight, match, or whatever we call it. So he's coming in there he was fucking just throwing shit, just running at him and going. I mean, it made him good. He went down a couple times, got up. It was like every time you thought he was done, he wasn't done. Had a whole lot of heart. But now you got game tape. I don't know when's the last time Chevy had a fight. But Marcio has been fighting. Consistency is key.
That's a good point. There's a valid point.
I mean, I have great points. I'll give you some
Okay,
more.
check this out, though. So I'm like this as well. But there are certain people, you can put them in there, they're not going to ever have a boring fight, and that's Brandon Chevy. Like, he's going to push the pace and push the action because he will take 20 on the chin. Like, he doesn't care. Like, he's just going to march forward and try to get you, you know? So I watched him and Chris Harris fight, and it was one of the best fights I've ever seen.
It was a good fight. I've seen several Chevy fights. But I think Marcio's ready now.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, we're banking on it being, a really exciting a rematch.
What else you
Chevy's
got?
actually training for this fight now, so I mean, I just think it's going to be an amazing match. Do we get a third one? Maybe. If Chevy can come in there and pull it off, we might get a third one. I think the much more skilled technically is Marcio for sure. Hands down, he should win on paper. But we're talking about, I mean, he basically stepped into. Actually at that time, I think Marcio was like 39-0 in kickboxing, and Brandon came in, who had never done kickboxing ever.
Yeah.
And had a really, really good fight against him. So.
Yep. And then the next fight, Marcio had his first loss in kickboxing.
Yep, but I mean the dude's a legend in kickboxing, so it'll be. I'm banking. I just think that's gonna be an amazing fight again. And then another really razor close fight. This is gonna be for the EFC 155-pound belt. Might as well make it official right now. Announce it since I haven't announced it yet officially. I guess. Josh Pfeiffer from Manhattan, Kansas. One of Joe Wilk's guys. Joe Wilk, who got a loss handed to him by Marcio on our EFC 5.
Marcio Navarro, undefeated EFC. Go ahead.
Yeah, anyway. Joe Wilk trains Josh Pfeiffer, and that kid is super talented. He's really good. He almost has a better beard than me. Almost. Not quite, though. And he's really good. He's going to fight Cody Carrillo for the second time. They fought on the UFC Fight Pass show for VFC under Ryan Stoddard, and we made the rematch, man. Cody wanted that fight back because he thought he won. So he lost a decision in the first fight. So Cody Carrillo, hometown, Wichita, right here, trains at the Title West and at Fox Fitness. He's going to be fighting Josh for the belt.
Another veteran, Cody. So I mean,
what's wrong, buddy?
That should be. I don't know anything about this other guy, but I like watching Cody fight. It's like I think he'll fight a tree if you put it in front of him.
That dude, yeah. Cody loves to fight, man. Like he loves to stay active.
What else you got on the card? What else we got to look forward to?
Huge fight. We got this kid Tyler Ingram that's been training with us. We're probably gonna have to wrap things up, but this kid's having a rough day. But what's going on, buddy? Oh,
there it goes. We're going to take a pause for the cause. And we're back again.
that was real.
Huh?
That's live for you.
That is live. You can't, I guess
Got
you
baby
could fake
puke
it.
all over my shirt.
Daddy, they can't care. So we were talking about EFC. What was on the line? You got Cody Carrillo and Pfeiffer. Got Marcio, and that one's for a championship belt. Got the rematch, and that's a rematch too. Pfeiffer versus Cody, and we got Marcio Navarro versus Brandon Shiverfield, which I don't even know if I ever say his last name right.
I don't know either.
What's another big one to look for?
Another dude. This is dope because honestly, all three of these could be main events. But LJ Hermrich versus Alex McGowan is gonna be a huge one. Jeez Louise, man, you're falling apart over here, dude.
Keep going. No one ever noticed.
That's a huge one, man. Like it's huge because it's two of the best in the city at 45. So, obviously you've got Steven Wynn, who's the champ as well. So if Alex and Steven train together, so they wouldn't fight. But if I really would, if LJ's able to get through Alex, then he obviously fights for the title next.
Obviously fight for the title next. I got somebody who might want to dispute that.
Who?
I'm not going to say any. Actually, there's a couple names, but.
Chuka Willis?
Chuka Willis.
You're a fan, dude.
I'm a fan. No, it's not even that I'm a fan. I like people who I think talking is a great part of entertainment
Absolutely.
value. Period. And
huge. He's good. He's pretty damn good. At both fighting and as well as talking.
Well, I don't know. I've seen them fight before, but I wouldn't know particularly with talking. But I think I think at some point fighters have to begin to embrace social media as a way to promote their fight, regardless if it's talking, content, or video. Talking helps because you get to build a drama for a fight. That's the best thing about the greatest thing about fighting versus basketball and everything else, every other sport. The thing about fighting, when you create drama with it, it takes you back to being a child again, where you couldn't wait for after school because all day this thing was building up between so and so and so and so, and you know at the playground it was about to go down. So it's like it lends itself to this now in social media where you can go back and forth with that guy in front of the public, advertise that fight, and then get the fight.
Right.
So I kind of like when I see that happen because, Mike Tyson, a lot of these fighters did this because it helped sell tickets, it put butts in seats. And then after the fight, you had your respect at the end of it, hey, we both warriors type of thing. But some of what Chuka was doing and EFC is a relatively new brand, and as soon as you get a title out there, you got someone hungry enough to get it and also want his rematch as well. Is it a rematch? There's not a rematch. No, it wouldn't be a rematch, but hungry enough to want that title. Because really, to me, there's no point in an organization having titles that no one wants. If there's not a fighter saying, I want to come over to EFC and take that title.
For sure.
And I think that makes it
you
important.
definitely have to build that up too. I wouldn't even expect there to be some big banter of like, oh, I want to be the EFC champion. Unless you're in the city. If you're in the city and you don't want these belts, then I don't understand. Defend your city, defend it proudly, and do it right. Hold that belt. Eventually, that is my goal, though. We want to build it up so that people, when they think of the EFC belt, they're like, that dude's champion material. Like, that person can go over to the UFC or that person can go to Bellator.
Right.
That's what I want EFC to be synonymous with is talent, and belts should be, synonymous with talent, man. Like, there's a lot of belts out there you can win that don't mean shit.
Right.
So
and to me, having someone or having people not just talk about a fight, but talk about a fight that would include the belt, and to have that same belt be defended in the city in which it represents for an organization that's building itself from the ground up, I think is dope.
Right. And
to have someone doing that, I think is even more dope because I like entertainment more than sports. I like sports. I like entertainment when they both collide. I love it.
Yeah. I agree with you 1,000%, man. Like, I've always, I don't know. I grew up on wrestling and stuff like that. Like, entertainment, I want to be wild a little bit. You know what I mean? So.
Well, did you? You know what? I don't want to lean too much on EFC because what I want to do is give EFC 2 I'm Kind of Famous specials where we get a couple people having these fights on the show, and we let them talk a little shit. Let them do what fighters supposed to do. We'll treat like press conference. Get Big Will in here. Let him curse, make people mad.
That dude, for real, he got me heated the other day. Man, I don't know. He's wild on the internet, dude. He is wild on the internet, man. And he sure knows how to get a rise out of people.
That's amazing. I don't know how people do it, but we'll get him on and have him explain how he does it. Or he can keep it WWF and never reveal the mind behind the character.
Right.
That'll be interesting.
I think that's just him, dude. Is that a character?
We'll never know. Maybe we will.
Right.
We'll do behind the actor studio. Like
that's what we'll call the segment. Maybe we will.
Like Trevor Williams. Big Will, as they call you. When you played that character in which you made the entire Facebook mad, you went to a place what is commonly known as Facebook jail.
Yeah, he's on some other shit when it comes to that.
But the good thing about it also with him also doing play-by-play is
he's good at his job, man.
It makes it entertaining too.
Yo, the crazy thing is, I had people hit me up on the EFC page and were like, you gotta get rid of your commentator, Trev Williams, because of this and that. I'm like, dude, I don't care what he does outside of work. Like,
Right.
he shows up and he does his job good. Like, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I wish more companies thought like that.
yeah, we're on the cutting edge of.
Now, unless he start beating up women, then you
Right.
gotta,
Well, we got to draw the line somewhere.
But so yeah, looking forward to EFC 6. But what we're gonna do, I think I want to get Cody on here, let him talk his talk. Cody got that smooth little thing that, yeah, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, Rico Suave, bro. Dude, yeah.
So we'll figure this out.
Cody would be great.
We'll figure this out
have
before
on, for sure.
September 2nd at least, and give you a couple entertaining. I'm kind of famous Evolution Fighting Championship specials, and hopefully Dave gets rid of these dogs, man. They just all over the place. Jeez. Well, this is the first live broadcast. Had a lot of live things that I've never would expect it to happen.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But it worked out. Now I know how to do it. That means there's going to be more at play. Where can people find you?
Find me at The Caveman 316 on basically all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook. Don't add my real Facebook. Man, I only got room for like 10 more friends. I got to save those for I got to save them. I might have family out there somewhere,
There you go. I'm not that
follow
popular.
my Dave the Caveman Rickels Facebook page.
What's the actual website to that?
I don't know. It's just
Jesus.
It's just David the Caveman. Actually, it's David Caveman Rickels.
There
That's
you
it.
go. See, gotta be specific, man. It's too much internet out there. People get lost. Well, this is the I'm Kind of Famous podcast. We're gonna wrap this up. I want to do something fresh and new that I've never done before with the live broadcast today. If you want to get the recap of the episode in its normal place on iTunes, Google Music Store, Podbean and all that, feel free to go that way. I'm thinking it'll be there probably by tomorrow or something like that. We're going to clean up and edit it, make it a little bit more smooth for that version, but live is live. You can't control it. But until next time, I am your host, Lester Rowe. Say mama, say hi.
So, in light of you being kind of famous,
Why the hell I'm kinda famous? Who the hell she know?